Today on the Big Red Kitchen Show,
we've got Heisman winner Eric Crouch making his Egg White Veggie Omelette.
And during the show, we're going to talk about this handy-dandy gadget. Plus, we'll be talking about how to make your cast iron skillet your best friend in the kitchen.
And don't forget our drink pairing. We've got a great drink that you can have while you're tailgating, or if you decide to have this veggie omelet for a nice dinner.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The Big Red Kitchen Show is brought to you by Salt Restaurant, Wren's Display, the Pampered Chef products provided by Teresa Brown, Sea of Red Wine, DeFord Family Dental, Dr. Kathy DeFord, Rotella's Bakery, Just Good Meats, Quality Mark Home Repair and Remodeling, Waddell and Reed Financial Advisors, eSpark Media, D. Tendenza Food Styling and Photography.
Hello and welcome to the Big Red Kitchen Show. I'm Sherry Potter and I am a professional food photographer, food stylist, and I love testing out new recipes in my studio kitchen. And I'd like to introduce you to my lovely co-host, Angela.
Why, thank you. I'm Angela Waltman. I'm the publisher of the Big Red Recipes Cookbook. The Big Red Recipes Cookbook is a cookbook featuring all former Husker athletes. Our first book, which came out last summer, features 45 former Husker football players, one of whom we have here with us today. We're also working on our second book, which is a baseball cookbook, all UNL, former UNL baseball players. And then we'll have a second football cookbook that comes out this summer. Make sure you go to bigredrecipes.com to check out more about the books. But enough about that for now. I would love to talk about what we're cooking today, Sherry.
I'm so excited to talk about what we're cooking today. It is an egg white veggie omelet by our guest. I can't wait to meet him.
Yes.
So, are you going to bring him on the set?
I would love to. I'm sure everyone's familiar with this name. We've got Heisman winner Eric Crouch with us today. Of course, Eric was one of our wonderful quarterbacks, but instead of me telling you more about Eric, I would love Eric to tell you more about himself. Thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks
Welcome
for
to
having
the
me.
show today. I'm glad you're here.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Glad
yes.
to be here.
Well, Eric, first of all, it is Nebraska, so we have to talk more about your football career.
All right.
Tell us what it was like playing during those wonderful years in Nebraska.
Well, like I always say, Nebraska has the greatest fans, so just being on the field with some of the greatest fans in the world, it always pushes us to play harder, knowing that we have that support from fans, from family members, and from all the people in the state of Nebraska.
Aw,
And
thank
for that
you.
matter, it's around the country.
Around the country, yeah,
Yep.
there are people all in every state that get together to watch the games in bars and restaurants.
Oh,
It's
sure.
really cool.
Yep.
It's very cool.
Now
Yeah.
I'm one of those people.
Yep. Well, that's great, because you can cheer on your own kids. They play football, is that correct?
Yep, I've got a daughter that's 16. She's a volleyball player and
Perfect.
runs track.
Okay.
And then Carson, our 11-year-old, is, let's see here, basketball, football.
Oh my goodness.
He's playing soccer and he golfs in the summertime, so he's pretty busy too.
Oh, wow.
Well-rounded, very well-rounded.
Scholarship in any of those sports, right?
Oh, well, that'd be great.
That's what you're going for.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Sure help the pocketbook, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Do you coach?
I do, yeah. I
you
coach
do?
the football team. This will be my 3rd year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of fun?
It's a ton of fun. Just being around the kids and watching them learn and get better every year, and they progress and grow in their confidence. It's something that's enjoyable for all of us coaches.
So did they know who you are? I mean, do their parents talk about, oh my gosh,
Do they?
Maybe I'm sure the parents may talk about
Do
it,
they?
but
I
I
mean,
think
just
they know
curious.
me as Carson's dad, more importantly.
Really?
So,
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Yep.
So is he more, you know how kids are, is he more proud that Eric Crouch is coaching, or is he more embarrassed that Dad's coaching the team?
I think he's proud. I think he's proud.
that's
I
so
wish
sweet.
that he took more of my advice. It's kind of one of those things where he's your kid, so he's, your dad, whatever, But
Yep.
I think he's learning, he's getting better with it, and I think that he's, he starts to see out there that Dad did play football for a long time and did learn a lot, so hopefully he'll be able to learn from those experiences too.
Sure. That's great. And what a role model you are for the other little guys out there. I know that most little kids, their first coaches are kind of their heroes. I mean, whether they
Not to put any pressure on you.
no, but whether you won a Heisman or not. I mean, that's that's a huge role.
I
and
think that
you
playing
set an
sports,
example.
playing sports is an important way to learn a lot of life skills. So not only are we teaching them how to tackle and and block and catch the ball, but we're trying to teach them to be respectful of others and be on time and be punctual and respect your teammates and that whole thing. So all those skills that we learn at football, that I've learned, I was able to use later on in life. So hopefully they'll do the same thing.
Teach them how to lose.
Well, you got to be,
happen.
you know,
It does
it's just
happen.
part of life.
Yeah.
You know,
It
you're not
is,
going to go and win everything that you do, and being able to learn from your losses and take it in positive stride. That's what we try to teach them. You know, we don't focus on just winning, because that's not really what the end goal is. The end goal is just to be a great person, be competitive, learn, and be a better person when you're done.
That's cool. That's cool.
Now, the Heisman, I want to talk about this a little bit
Okay.
because big awards fascinate me. So tell me a little bit about that time. Did you know you were getting it? When did you get the call? How did that all happen?
Well, I didn't really know what to think. We had played Colorado and got beat pretty bad that last weekend before the Heisman actually was going to announce the people that would be coming to New York. So I didn't really know what to think.
wow.
I wasn't thinking about the whole entire year. That was my goal, to win a Heisman Trophy. It was to win a national championship and continue to win football games and be competitive. But I was fortunate enough that the voters voted, and I was asked to come to New York, even after a loss of almost 30 points. So it happened for a reason, and I know I had great coaches.
Sure, you
I know
sure
I had
did.
great teammates. So I was just there, kind of along for the ride, and I do owe all the individual awards to everybody that was around me. So, but it's a great event. It really is.
So
I
is
mean,
it
New
like
York
the
City, whole
Oscars
thing.
where you're sitting there in the crowd and you don't know who's going to be called, or do you know?
No,
ahead of
my
time?
heart was pounding on my chest.
You
You have
did
no
not.
really?
idea. Yeah,
Did they
so-
do the filming of all your faces?
I think, it's just sitting there.
Oscar
It's just, it's funny to go back,
Yeah.
because when you go back and you watch the athletes that are sitting in those chairs, I mean, the beads of sweat,
sure.
they're sweating, they're nervous. You can just tell that, they're going through that same thing that you did. And I just remember, basically feeling and hearing my heartbeat, throughout my whole body. It was just one
Wow.
of those experiences.
Then
So,
do you get up and make a speech?
yes, yep,
Do you remember
do.
what you said?
The one thing I remember is, now that I've even already prefaced this by saying that my team is the most important, I did forget to thank my team. Well, one of the things was I didn't have a prepared speech.
We
Most
wouldn't
people
have.
will go up and lay something out there, and that's probably the smartest thing to do. I do regret not having something prepared, but honestly, I didn't really know. I didn't want to prepare a speech thinking that I was going to win.
Right.
And so, that's one thing that my teammates were instrumental in me accepting that award, really on the behalf of the university.
Yeah.
Exciting.
And when something comes like that, the adrenaline is so hard. It's hard to think at all. It's amazing you even got anything out. If I think about it,
it is.
Really.
I was able to spit out a few words and get off stage and
Those
enjoy
are my
the
favorite
night.
speeches anyway. The
Yeah.
prepared one's just like,
There's
they get
been
up there
some
and they're
really good speeches.
emotional, and
Yeah.
I love that.
And I was more in shock, than anything. I know there's been a lot of great speeches that I've seen over the years where you just, you're almost holding back your own tears. But for me, I was more shocked that I was accepting that award.
Yeah. Well, it was a humbling experience, I'm sure, for you. Just to know, I mean, you were among peers that you probably respected greatly, other players, and you must
Well,
have watched those players
I
and,
did.
and seen them in film, so you knew.
Well, I had a lot of respect for the other athletes that were there. I knew what they have gone through for the years, and you just have that mutual respect. You're trying to absorb the atmosphere. You're all pretty young, but you've gone through the same thing.
Yeah, how
So,
old were you at the time?
I was 20. I think I just turned 23, so I was an older Heisman winner. Now you're seeing 20, 21-year-olds.
But I mean,
pick up
that's
the award,
really,
so.
now when you look back on it, you think, wow, that is really young.
It is.
You-
I mean,
you've
it's-
hardly lived
it
life
is.
yet.
Yeah, it is, and it's a big award to have on your shoulders.
Yeah.
But I don't, like a lot of people have said, that's one of the things that you're going to have the rest of your life. You're going to be mentioned many times, like coming on the show today.
We had a fan who tweeted in and had a question
Okay.
for you. Kellyanne wants to know, do you prefer, for tailgating, 2:30 games or night games, and why?
Well, I think the night games are the best. I love playing underneath the lights. So it kind of reminds you of that high school setting. So there's a lot of energy around a night game. I know that there's a lot of tailgating going on a little bit more on the night game. So I think the crowd is more into it. And I like playing at night. Sometimes it's a good curveball. You know, if you're always playing at noon or 2:30, a night game is always a great way to change things up. So,
Gonna go for the night game?
I like the night games, yeah.
Very good.
Alright, we also have a question from a fan that's a bit of trivia. Hopefully you know this, and I'm gonna have to read it. So
Go for it.
Another fan wanted to know who was the Iowa defensive back that you ran right through in 1999 on your quest for the Heisman?
Am I supposed to know his name?
Yes.
I don't remember his name.
Do you
I
remember?
not.
Do you
I
remember when it happened?
I remember
the
the play. Yes,
Do
it
you?
was a very pivotal time in my career.
It
at
was a
Nebraska.
pivotal time,
And,
yeah.
You know, I wasn't the starting quarterback at that time, but I was trying to earn my spot. So I know that I had to do something special, and I had to do something unique, and it was an opportunity to make an impact on the game.
Yeah, we
And,
watched it today several times. It was amazing.
My coaches and my team that I wanted to be their quarterback.
Yeah.
Michael Brown. Is it pronounced Michael? It's
I
got
think
two
it's
K's.
I think it's Mikhail.
Mikhail Brown?
He was from
That's
Iowa.
his name.
That's his name.
Yeah,
That's
that
his
is
name.
his name. Now that you bring it up,
Yep.
It is.
I'm not sure which one is the right one, but it's just one of those things that playing the sport, you know, that was a different colored jersey to me.
Absolutely.
And then,
It's not personal.
Yeah, it's not personal. It's just part of the game, and you know, now I probably would have been thrown out of the game for targeting.
Yeah. Things have changed.
Yeah, they
yes,
have.
they definitely have. Yeah.
So let's switch it up a little and let's
Okay.
talk about food.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about food. I've had your veggie omelet a number of times. It's really, really, really good, the egg white omelet. So whenever we have a guest on the show, we like to kind of feature a new handy gadget
Okay.
because, you know, that's what the show is about, getting guys to be comfortable in the kitchen. And one of the things that we see that guys don't do is they don't use gadgets. They're a little bit afraid of them. Their wives have a whole drawer full of them, and they kind of look at them like, do you use the gadgets in the kitchen?
No.
See?
I mean, I like one or two things to help me out.
Yeah, so this show, we like to show some gadgetry. So
Like, what is that?
this is an egg separator. So it separates the
Nice.
eggs, the egg whites from the egg yolks. So,
Okay.
you know, and every time we have someone on the show, we like to have them demonstrate how to use it because that's always fun. And so we're going to do that today. I'm going to show you how to use it first, and then I'm going to let you do it. But then we're going to have a little twist because I happen to know that your special charity is Wounded Warriors, correct? Of
Wounded Warriors Family Support.
family support.
Yep.
And so a lot of times when these gentlemen come back, their lives have been altered drastically. So things that were easy for them, they're not so easy anymore. So we're
Correct.
going to show a little bit how that could happen
All right.
with the eggs. I know
Sure.
you're curious now. Okay, so this is the egg separator. Looks like this. And you just rest it on the side of the bowl. And we'll put that right over there for the yolks. And you're going to break your egg. You just drop it in, nice like that.
Okay.
And look,
There you
it's
go.
just the yolks
Nice.
just slide right out.
I
And
tend to do the
sometimes-
juggle.
Yeah, and
I
that's
do the same
which
thing.
never
and that's
works.
why you don't have.
And I always
you
end up
don't
getting a
have to do the
spoon out
juggle.
because it falls in, of course.
Yep.
And it's pretty sturdy. You can bring. So there, you got all
There
the
you
yolk
go.
out.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have you try it, Eric. I'm
Okay.
left-handed, so you always have to.
Oh, I'm going
you
to
know.
try it with my left-handed.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
I'm not. There you go. Just like that, right?
Yeah. And then you can pick it up. Just
All
pick
right.
it up and kind of shake the yolk right out of it. Look at that.
One
Quick.
shake. One
One
shake.
shake.
Okay,
Yeah.
one shake.
Okay, so wouldn't you say that's easy to do?
I would say yeah.
Yeah,
I kinda,
yeah.
You know, I
I
need a
bet
little
it-
more finesse, but it's
Right.
pretty easy.
It's so easy. We think you could do it blindfolded, right?
Okay.
And last season, Angela did a little blindfolding on.
Really?
Yes, and she loved it so much that we thought we'd have you do it, have
All
her
right.
blindfold you this year. So Angela, have you been practicing through the summer?
I always practice my blindfolding, Sherry.
I kind of thought so.
I'm
So-
scared right now.
Yeah,
by the way.
so
You should be.
we're going to have Angela blindfold you, and then she is going to help you help you get these eggs separated. She'll lead you, guide you, and help you, just like if you couldn't see
Okay,
well.
all
So
right.
The messiest cook on the planet is supposed to help him.
yes.
Hey,
So
sounds like a good
You're the
plan to me.
messiest?
I would say yes.
oh,
Okay.
we've had some fun with Angela. She's
He's a little bit easier to blindfold than Zach, since Zach is 9'3".
yeah. Zach Potter was our guest, and she did almost need a ladder to do. Oh,
Is
you
that
have
gonna
a
work?
cute
I
little
think so.
cute little bow.
I didn't even make him into a bandit.
You didn't, which
I'm-
you
I'm-
can
I'm
breathe,
visually
which is
blind.
good, which is good. Okay, so you go ahead and direct Eric on how
Okay,
you
so
want
we're
him
gonna-
to do
we're-
this.
You're not going to try this left-handed.
Okay.
Here's your egg.
All right.
Now I'm gonna, this right here is where the, see? Okay.
Wait,
Go ahead and crack your
what did
egg.
I just touch?
You touch the egg separator.
Okay.
This is gonna be a mess, Sherry.
No, it's not, because
I put it on the right side.
oh, this over here?
Yes.
So I'm going to use my left hand to crack it, and then come over here?
Oh, I switched it wrong, didn't I?
That's fine, we'll find it.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
Nice, nice. Now, guide him, guide him, guide him.
Guide.
I think
Now,
you're
see
good.
how
I think
difficult
you're
this
good.
is?
I'm
I mean,
good.
it
Right
looks
here?
like it's
Yep,
so
yep, yep,
easy.
yep.
Dump it.
Yay!
Nice. Now do a little shake. Shake it right out of there.
Okay, we're good now.
Yeah, just that's
Just drop
good.
it
Very
up. Drop
good.
it on the set.
right.
Very nice.
And then
Perfect.
go ahead and shake it.
You got to
You're
guide
to
him.
the right,
get-
to the right, to the
gotta
right,
guide
down.
him.
There
So
you go.
imagine if
yeah.
you were somebody who's really capable of doing stuff. So many of these gentlemen who are wounded, they're young, healthy gentlemen. They come back and they have to learn simple techniques like this
I kind of felt
all
something
over
go.
again.
You're all right. You
You're-
almost missed the bowl, but you did not miss
Okay,
the
now
bowl.
there?
lead it.
I think you're good.
Lead him
okay,
to the other
and
bowl.
then no, don't. Let's put it in the other bowl. Keep
Oh.
coming, and dump.
Nice.
Yay!
Good job. Good job. See how hard that
yeah,
was?
that
very,
was
very
hard.
good. Yeah. So,
Good
but
coaching.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We didn't
Can you-
spell
can you do a
anything. It's
second one?
amazing.
Can you do a second
We're gonna
one?
do it again.
Okay.
I think so. I think
Okay.
now that you've got it done once, let's try it twice. Because there are 4 eggs in this recipe.
Okay.
The other things that we have in this recipe, we have some
Go
feta
for it.
cheese and some tomatoes, onions, and some spinach.
Go ahead. Look at that.
He's pretty good. Very good
up.
skills.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say, pretty proud of us.
Yeah, I think you made a good team.
Keep
Now,
going.
The problem
Keep
is
shaking
can't,
it.
You
You
don't
can't.
know when. There.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all
See, but
about
you
feel.
could
Okay.
hear it.
It's all about feel.
And no,
Dump.
that's such an ugly
Nice
word.
work. Nice work.
Yes, I did
Thank
it.
you.
All right, success.
Very
All
good.
Come on, bring them on. Let's go.
That's all you get. That's all you
That's all
get.
I
Just
could
fine.
get.
You can unblindfold him now.
Okay.
You can see what a nice job you did. Thank
Look
you,
at
Eric.
that.
But just a little demonstration on, how something so easy became really hard.
Right.
And you weren't even injured. We just blindfolded you. But it was
Sure.
just a
I
little
decided
way.
not to injure you this time.
It was easy. So we start with your 4 egg yolks, correct?
Okay.
Now, when you do your recipe, do you typically do you whisk them together, or do you just put them in the pan?
I like just maybe a really quick whisk.
Quick whisk?
I don't like to beat them up too much.
Okay. And that's kind of how I did it with your recipe too, is just
Good.
do that. Now, what do you do with the yolks when you're done? Do you have what do you,
Well,
I mean,
a
if
lot
you
of times we'll use
Yeah.
we'll use at home when we don't have the egg yolks, but when we do, I think we just toss them. So it's
Do ya?
something we don't.
Okay, well
we
there
can
are
save them, but
there
not
are
really have immediate use.
several things you could do
Okay.
with your egg yolks. You could put them in a smoothie.
Okay.
Have you ever had a smoothie with the raw
Absolutely,
eggs
sure.
in them? They're
Yep.
delicious.
Sounds very rocky.
Yes, you can actually use them for facials. They make
Oh, I can.
You can. I can.
What are you
Maybe,
saying,
maybe
Jerry?
I can
What are
use
you
them for
saying?
facials.
not
But they
a
make
lot
a
of
great
things.
facial.
Okay.
If you would like to make a base for ice cream, egg yolks are typically the base for creme and glaze for your
Okay.
ice cream. There are 4 or 5 different things that you can use the
Can you
egg
freeze
yolks
them?
for. You can freeze them. They're not as good frozen, and they only keep about 4 days in the refrigerator.
Okay.
So you'll kind of want to
going.
get rid of them
Sure.
quickly. But, or a yellow cake. Just the regular cake mix at the store, just use the egg yolks.
Great.
So that works out good. The other thing we're going to talk about real quickly is mushrooms. Oh my gosh, look at these
Nice
babies.
ones.
But just wanted to let you know to clean them, use a brush because mushrooms do not like to be wet.
They get soggy.
They
Is
get
that
soggy
correct?
really quickly. So, but I wanted to talk about doing this in a cast iron skillet. So
That's a heavy buddy.
it is a
There you
heavy
go.
skillet. So one of the things that I wanted to just mention real quickly is a lot of people don't like to use them. Do you use a skillet? What type of a skillet do you do?
It's not a cast iron, but just like regular.
Right.
Non-stick.
And do the
Yeah,
eggs ever
non-stick, yeah.
stick?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. So if you want to use a pan that eggs release from easy, cast iron works really, really well. You season it simply on your stove. You turn your stove on high. You put a couple drops of oil. Use a paper towel. Wipe it out, let it heat, and then you add your oil. But
Okay.
that's a good seasoning technique. Never wash them with soapy water. That's death to a cast iron skillet. And once you do wash them, rinse them out, and then you oil them again, heat them up on the stove, and let them sit. And that keeps them stick-free forever and always.
Great.
So
Like
just a
that
few
tip.
techniques
Thank you.
on
I'll use it.
cast iron skillets, and they really are great. The heat in them is always even, so you know they're one of my favorite things in the kitchen. So that.
You know I'm eager here.
Are
I'm
you
getting all
eager?
prepared
Are
because
you? Oh,
my
my
favorite part of
goodness.
the show, the drink pairing. Now, Eric's very familiar with this because last year, because he couldn't come on the show, we actually sent him out to Salt Restaurant, and John showed him how to make the Bloody Mary. So we
am I
are
supposed to
going
remember?
Yes. Go. No. And we're actually not making John's actual Bloody Mary. We're going to do more of just a basic Bloody
Okay.
Mary. So basically what you need, let me start just spilling because that's what I do.
Just make a mess as long as it's
That's
good.
what I do. So we put our ice in here, which is congealed into one very large piece of ice.
Just a few pieces of ice, Angela. That'll work.
Is that good?
There you go. That's
Okay.
perfect.
Got our ice. And then of course we have we're going to do 2 jiggers of vodka for 3 drinks. So not quite a jigger per drink.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm using cupcake vodka. This is unflavored cupcake vodka. So don't get worried we're having a vanilla Bloody Mary because that would be gross.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know that the vanilla would do real well.
So we're going to do 2.
Angela, I
what?
think you've missed your calling. I think you could work in as a bartender.
I could be an awful bartender.
Well, but you're getting practiced up on the
That's
show.
true.
Which
That's
is good.
true.
Which is good.
And then we're going to do 1.5 cups of tomato juice, which is going to be about, yay.
very nice.
We're just going
Just
to
eyeballed it up.
I know, she
say
did.
that was what we needed. So, okay, every time I get Worcestershire? Is that
Shire.
Shire, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
No.
It's got a
I'm
lot
not
of.
even gonna try now.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
It has a lot of word. It has a lot of syllables in
It
it.
does. Hot pepper sauce. I got chili sauce. They also had habanero and ghost pepper, but I didn't want to
Ooh.
kill anyone, so I got this one.
Do you like hot, spicy
Whoa.
things?
Ooh,
I
we're
thought
gonna
that
find
was
out.
I
Nice.
thought that was supposed to dash a little bit better than that. So then we're going to do a little
The
bit of
mad
pepper.
dash.
Look at you.
We're going to do a little bit of salt.
There we go.
Okay. Do I have to throw some over his shoulder? Is that what I'm supposed to do now?
I think one of the TV goddesses does that. She always throws salt.
Well, if you spill something, you're supposed to throw it over to not have bad luck, but I don't remember which is which, so. we're just
Don't
gonna-
do
we're
don't
not
do
gonna
any
worry
of
about
them.
it. And then pour. Now, Bloody Marys, you like, you don't like?
I do.
What are your thoughts on
I
those?
do like Bloody Marys.
I
So we
think-
never drink enough on this show that we can't speak. We just have small drinks.
Just
on
small
our-
amounts.
Just
That's
small
right.
amounts because.
And who knows how hot this is going to be because my
Oh.
hot pepper got away from me.
How about the
We're gonna be
celery
crying here in a
sticks?
second.
Oh,
I always like a little celery in mine.
absolutely. And these are great for stirring.
They are great for
A lot of
stirring.
people put extra stuff in their Bloody Marys, olives.
I like olives. I'm kind of an olive fan
Olives
in
are
mine.
good.
Okay, olives. We
And
don't
if-
have any.
I like to do
pickle.
mocktails, and if I don't put the vodka in, I'll put a little olive juice in it and a pickle, something to give it a little acid and taste just as good as, well, maybe not quite as good as the actual real thing.
Should we give it
Alright.
a try?
We shall.
Who's going first?
Eric,
do it.
you do it. You're the guest. You're the guest. You do it.
Let's get this celery out of the way here. Pretty tasty.
He's still talking, so it's obviously
Pretty
not
tasty.
too hot.
It's tasty.
I take
Nice
pretty good
job,
celery.
Angela.
Oh, come on. What was that?
Oh, I'm supposed to chug?
No, you're just supposed to taste it.
It's not game
That's
day.
pretty good.
It is
That's
good.
pretty good.
It is good. Nice. I like it.
Is that better? Okay, I got a hot
You
spot.
got the hot spot?
Yes, yes. Well, that
Wow,
was
that is a pretty good
that
Bloody
was
Mary.
nice. Well, we wanted to serve up our omelet here real quickly, just to show that we actually did cook one off for you. And Angela, I'm going to hand that to you. Now, can you eat a whole one of these? I bet you can.
The whole omelet?
The whole omelet.
Of course.
Of course you can, because I had one for lunch and I ate the whole thing.
Are we eating with our fingers?
No, I have utensils over here, Miss Angela.
Always
for
prepared.
us. I am.
Nothing wrong with
I
fingers.
am like a good,
Thank you.
good Girl
Awesome.
Scout.
Thank you. And you get a knife?
No, I am going to get a fork out of the side basket there. So, but I love this omelet. It's actually super healthy, and the mushrooms are wonderful. It has just
Very good.
just the right amount of vegetables in it too.
Good job.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
feta cheese.
I
It
do
has such
too.
a nice salty component to it. Blends well with the veggies.
And now, did you
I
make
love
this
that.
recipe up?
Yeah, I did.
Did you? It really comes together nicely, and I'm not someone who usually does my omelets without the egg yolks in them. I'm kind of an egg yolk girl.
Right.
I like the whole egg. So I was really pleasantly surprised when I cooked this up, and it did taste just excellent. And it might have been the feta that gives it that little extra depth of flavor.
I think it does.
So what made you decide to make this recipe? I mean, how did you come up
I
with it?
just feel like we're always as football players eating meat all the time. Red meat, chicken, fish, all this stuff. So I just thought maybe it'd be nice to have something that didn't have any meat in it.
And the spinach in it is just perfect. I think it really works well. And it's super simple and quick. I mean, I want to say, 5 minutes, 6 minutes
it's
to
very,
do the
very
whole
quick.
thing?
Yeah, exactly.
If you do want this full recipe, it is in our first cookbook. So please go on our website at bigredrecipes.com, find ways to order that cookbook, and you can get this along with 43 other amazing recipes. So make sure you go on bigredrecipes.com to check that out.
Perfect. There are a lot of fun recipes in there.
Absolutely.
But this breakfast one is one of my favorites and
Hey,
easiest.
just let me know anytime I'm ready to cook it.
Yeah. Well, we're so happy that you've joined us on the show today
thank you.
and have come in and shared a little bit of your knowledge and some of your backstory. It was really fun to hear about your Heisman Trophy time, but then also what you're doing currently. I think that's what our fans want to see is, you guys, how your lives are now. You're real guys and you have real professions. And,
Absolutely.
And
football doesn't last forever, so you got to find some other things to do. And when you have a family, you want to be able to cook for them.
That's true. Well, folks, we're going to wrap up our show today. I want to thank Eric for coming on.
Sherry, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric.
And I want to thank
Angela.
the amazing production crew that we have out there. Without them, the show would not be on the air. They do a great job for us every week. And so that about wraps up our show. So until next time, may God bless. And we'll see you again on the Big Red Kitchen Show. So,
Let's eat some more.
I think we
Let's drink some
should.
more.
The Big Red Kitchen Show was brought to you by Salt Restaurant, Wren's Display, the Pampered Chef products provided by Teresa Brown, Sea of Red Wine, DeFord Family Dental, Dr. Kathy DeFord, Rotella's Bakery, Just Good Meats, Quality Mark Home Repair and Remodeling, Waddell and Reed Financial Advisors, East Bark Media, D. Tendenza Food Styling and Photography,